Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, good. We are live. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all have to bear with me for a second. Shout out to Sportscaster, my Sportscaster family. This is the first time I'm doing a stream on Sportscaster as well. We also have YouTube and Facebook live at this very moment. So I'm going to give everybody a moment to come in the building. We want to talk about Josh Rosen's status with the Miami Dolphins. I want to give you an update on what I think is happening in the situation in Miami right now as we speak. No breaking news in regards to Miami say they're going to cut him or they're starting him next year, but I want to evaluate his situation because to me, I believe it has changed slightly. We're going to talk about that in a second. I'm just sharing the links to the video to multiple platforms. You see here, so y'all bear with me one moment. What's up, everybody? We already got 50 people in the building. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in. I see everybody come in. TD, are you coming to the last home game, the Cincinnati Bengals? I'm not sure because I'll be on the road. Let me see here. I'll be on the road the day before, so it just depends on how soon I can get back. And if I get back in time, I'll be taking my boys to the game. But we shall see. And yes, I will be streaming the game tonight for those of you who are asking right now on the YouTube platform. All right, I'm just sharing the link on Twitter real quick. Make sure my Twitter family knows that we're live right now. All right, we're good on Twitter. Let me close that. All right, so it looks like we're all good, man. Let me open this up. All right, so we're good. California right here. I see you, California, in the building. Guys, you can always find my content on Facebook, YouTube, Sportscaster, and DolphinsTalk.com, ladies and gentlemen. Today we want to talk about Rosen's status with the Miami Dolphins because the media has been pressing Brian Flores, and they basically asked him a few questions. So he's answering those questions, but he's not giving any details on the future so much, all right? I want to read some direct quotes and tell you what I think that means. Shout out to everybody coming over from Facebook as well. I see you all coming in the building. But let me go ahead and read this, guys. A question was posed to Brian Flores in regards to, does the organization believe there's anything more it can learn about Rosen by seeing him in a game again? A lot of people want to see Josh Rosen play the last two games, if not the last two, at least the last game, because we're at a point now where it really doesn't matter as far as our record. We do not have any playoff aspirations or anything of that magnitude. So a lot of people want to see Rosen play. They want to see, shout out to Pete, got me on the big screen at the house. I see you, homie. But a lot of people want to see Rosen play. They really want to see Rosen play. Shout out to at you the Osman. The first you the Osman on Sportscaster. I see you. I'm glad that you're here with us. But yeah, a lot of people want to see Rosen play. But the problem is Brian Flores has made it very secure and adamant that Rosen's not going to play anymore this year, barring any injury from Fitzpatrick. But Rosen is not going to play. But I want to give you all what Flores said, and then we're going to break it down, okay? He said, you can always get more information, but we have what we have, and that's practice reps and the game reps. He had and his play in Arizona a year ago. The most important thing is what we see in practice on a weekly basis. So Flores is basically breaking down the fact that we got what we got, okay? We know what we have in Rosen. We already have, what he put on the field this year. We have what he put on the field in Arizona. And some people, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people are very negative about Josh Rosen. There are a lot of people that's negative about Josh Rosen. And that comes with the territory because a lot of times when you have a fan base, they like who they like. They have who they have, okay? They have the guys who they have. Yeah, you can go. Okay? They already know who they want on the team. So at that point, they already write the guy off if it's not their guy. One moment, guys. No, pick that up. You can pick it up. You can play with it. Sorry, guys. The little one just woke up from a nap, and the wifey is back in the room. So, anywho, they already know who they want to be their guy. So, what that means is they automatically don't like Rosen. Like, for example, people who want us to draft Tua Tagovailoa, they don't want to see Rosen work out whatsoever. They do not want to see Josh Rosen become the guy in Miami. I mean, they don't want to see Rosen become the guy so much that they talk negative about Ryan Fitzpatrick, but now they're fine with Ryan Fitzpatrick playing because they know he's not the long-term solution, so that it doesn't take away from the Tua train of what people want to see happen. So that's the problem. That's the negative stuff that people get with Josh Rosen. Now, there is fair criticism about Josh Rosen, like, throwing the ball late, different things of that magnitude. And some people say he just doesn't have it. I think a lot of people fail to realize that this coaching staff can make all the difference in the world for Josh Rosen, but we have to give the kid a fair chance. Now, some people would take what Flores said and say, we already got film on him. We saw what we saw earlier in the season. We saw what we saw in Arizona. We already have what we need to know on him. And some people will automatically jump on that and try to make it a negative narrative to say, see, he was bad early in the year. They don't want him. In Arizona, he wasn't great, so they already have what they want on him. But no. Slow your roll. Slow down, ladies and gentlemen. That is not the case. Okay, that is not the case. First and foremost, if you paid attention to the Miami Dolphins earlier this year, you would recognize that what happened earlier in the year, you cannot blame Josh Rosen for. We had one of the first offensive lines in the league for the first 6 weeks. We had receivers who were very well capable of getting the job done. We saw some beautiful throws and beautiful dimes from Josh Rosen literally dropped. I mean, touchdown throws dropped by wide receivers. I mean, it happened so many times. It was like, okay, what do you do? What do you do? So I think they like what they saw from Josh Rosen early on. Yanked the cord because he was out there starting to get brutalized because our offensive line just couldn't protect for him. And then that's where the goalpost gets moved with the people who don't like Rosen. They say, yeah, they didn't protect for him because they don't like him. They don't want him to be the quarterback. They're reaching, okay? They're really reaching in that regard. If that's a conclusion, then they're really reaching, okay? So whenever we use that argument of, see, the coach just said we got film on him early this year and in Arizona, he wasn't great, I get sick and tired of people saying that a quarterback isn't great based off of a team sport. It's not the team's fault. It's not the quarterback's fault that the team fails all the time. And people have to realize that. It's not the quarterback's fault that the team fails all the time. That is the most unfair thing. Well, the quarterbacks get the credit for winning and the quarterback get the credit for losing. And that's why we always misdiagnose quarterbacks in Miami. And our most recent example, hopefully this is the only time I'll say his name on the stream, is Ryan Tannehill. Straight misdiagnosis, okay? Straight up misdiagnosis. And then on top of it, some would say, well, they also said we had the film of him in Arizona. He wasn't great there. TD just stopped. He's not the guy. And I pushed back on that as well. Didn't they have the tape of Arizona before they traded a second and a fifth round pick for him? So that argument is nil. That argument is straight irrelevant. They had the same tape on this man, the same tape on him, before they spent the second and the fifth round pick on him. So you can't say when Flores says we have the film from Arizona, we have the film from him earlier this season, we know what we need to know. Well, if that's the case, the film from Arizona told you, hey, go ahead and spend a second and the fifth round pick on this kid. That's a plus for him. If we are willing to invest draft capital on this young man, then that means the tape that they saw from Arizona was fair and reasonable enough for them to say, we might have our future guy that we can develop here in Miami. And that's the key word, develop. When you use the word develop, you start to realize There's never a rush in the word develop. Develop doesn't mean today. You got to go out there and do it and be it. Develop means over time. That's a word that signifies over time. It's not an instantaneous thing when you use the word develop. Because you don't draft a guy if you say you have, you don't trade for a guy. If you say you have his Arizona film and you know what you know already, then you don't waste a second and a fifth round pick if you don't think he's the guy. He wasn't immediately the guy in Arizona, so it's not like you were going out and grabbing Aaron Rodgers and saying, I'm inserting him into this system and let's take off. No, that wasn't the case. That's not what we were doing. When we traded for Josh Rosen, we should have had the inclination immediately that this is simply a developmental opportunity for us to turn somebody who we believe our coaching staff can make into an NFL starter and be very good for us for years to come. There was never an expectation of Josh Rosen coming into Miami, being a day one Aaron Rodgers, being a day one Tom Brady, being a day one Russell Wilson, being a day one Josh Allen at this stage. No, there wasn't. There was no expectation of that. So when he comes in and he plays 2 or 3 games and he doesn't play like Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't play like Josh Allen's been playing this year, he doesn't play like Tom Brady and all these elite quarterbacks, automatically, he's not the guy, when you all are missing the simple fact that he was never supposed to be the guy off the bat. You don't just change teams and all of a sudden you're that guy unless the team, it was a team issue. And in Arizona, they got who many revere, Kyler Murray, as a really good quarterback and a great one for the future, who's better than Rosen, but not looking much better. He's not literally now, in far as skills, he may have certain areas, skill set that may be above at this time. But at the same token, what is it resulting to? Is it resulting in far more wins? Are they doubling up on the wins because of the quarterback? No, it's the exact same situation. No team around this guy. In Arizona are what they are with Josh Rosen, and Arizona are what they are with Kyler Murray. It's that simple. We have to put more emphasis on the team around the quarterback so that the quarterback can literally get a fair shake on his evaluation. And here's the biggest indictment on Josh Rosen. I just gave you all the things that people want to throw out and they want to be negative and try to attack him and say why he's not the guy. I just gave you those reasons and why people say those things, okay? Outside of the things that he can do to improve, which we don't know if he's improved because we haven't seen him in like 9 weeks. We haven't seen him in like 9-10 weeks play yet since. So here's the biggest thing. Here's the biggest plus for Josh Rosen right now, where he's on the up. This is a positive swing for him. Coach Flores ended that statement by saying the most important thing, not his film in Arizona, even though they consider it, and pre-bringing him here, they consider that, which should be a plus anyway, because they brought him. The most important thing, these are Flores's words, the most important thing is what we see in practice on a weekly basis. Those are his exact words recently. The most important thing is what we see in practice on a weekly basis. But all of us negative Nancy's want to talk bad about Josh Rosen and how he's not the guy right now. Oh, no, you haven't seen him in practice the last 10 weeks. All you've heard, which you probably have been ignoring, are the reports coming out of practice that he's made great, vast improvements. Even the coaching staff, I see the improvements Josh Rosen's making. Those reports have been out there, but no one talks about them. Why aren't they talking about them? Because the tank for Tua narrative is more popular. Hey, we might even have a chance to get Joe Burrow is more popular. These are the things that, Cam Newton's out there. These are more popular. These are more popular. But the reports are coming out that Josh Rosen has been improving on a weekly basis. But no one blows it up and say, hey, Josh Rosen's improving, because they don't care. And when Flores comes out and says verbatim, the most important thing is what we see in practice on a weekly basis. That's all that matters. That's the most important thing. Another thing, this team very well will have Fitzpatrick on the roster next year. If we draft a quarterback, it's a good chance we're going to have 3 quarterbacks on this roster next year. Why would we keep 3, TD? Because if Fitzpatrick finishes out the season, which it looks like he will, right now he's at 76% of the offensive snaps. If he ends the season at 75% of the offensive snaps, Fitzpatrick will stand to make an additional $2.5 million on his contract. 2.5. He will stand to make an additional $2.5 million on his contract. And it wouldn't be paid this year. It would be guaranteed for next year, which is crazier. What he does this year will be guaranteed for next year. So Flores just came out today and said Ryan Fitzpatrick will be the starter for the last 2 games. And if barring any injury, that $2.5 million will carry over to next year. Plus, he already has $1.5 million guaranteed for next year. So that's $4 million automatically guaranteed for next year, barring any injury. He's on a $5.5 million contract, and this deal in its entirety can get him upwards of about $9 million next year. He stands to potentially earn about $9 million next year. Why that doesn't matter for the Miami Dolphins and why it doesn't hurt us, is because of Josh Rosen's contract. It's because of the fact that Josh Rosen is making about $2 million per year for the next 3. Well, you can say 2.2 because there's only 2 games left this season, 2.1 really. So that's why it doesn't matter. We're literally going to be spending even next year, if we don't draft a quarterback, about $10 million at the QB position when you got people like Russell Wilson taking up 35. Even if we draft a quarterback, let's just hypothetically say we go all in and get Tua at number 2 or 3, because our draft status is getting better, by the way. We'll talk about that later. It looks like we'll actually be spending about $21 million, $22 million at the quarterback position. Shout out to Ingraven in the building. Shout out to the Ravens doing their thing. Fitz on the 2-year deal, bro. Next year isn't guaranteed, but right now the incentives he's making will carry over into next season and earn him some more money. Now, if they decided they wanted to cut bait with Fitzpatrick this year, after this year, they'll just cut him his check of about $4 million and say bye. But we'd be doing that at the expense of only saving about $4 million in itself. And for a good quality backup starting caliber, backup hybrid starting caliber quarterback, you spend the $4 million to keep him on the roster. Because right now, I honestly feel like they are grooming Rosen and not rushing it at all. I think that they're not rushing it so much that Fitzpatrick will be back next year and potentially still starting with the intention on starting Rosen at some point. I literally do see that being a viable option. Many people may not see it that way. But I think that they're literally trying to take their time with Josh Rosen. He's the definition of a kid. He's a quarterback that's a kid. You can tell you can just look at him and say he hadn't hit that and not to judge a man, he's a man, but y'all know what I mean. He's still a kid learning how to be a man amongst men. And I legitimately think that they have no reason to rush it. They're going to give this kid all the time in the world until that last season in 2022 and say, 2021 and say, hey, this is your chance. You either get it done or you don't. I personally believe that this coaching staff and this front office understands the logic of all you need is a slightly above average quarterback and a great team around him. Josh Rosen's stock is as steady as it can be right now. I find it hard to believe that it's taken a dive, nor has it greatly improved. I think it's the same as it's been for quite some time, We are grooming and preparing you for the future. It's that simple. The only indictment on Josh Rosen right now is when Flores makes comments like, we go with the guy who gives us the best chance to win, which is Ryan Fitzpatrick. But people make that indictment look like it just means that Rosen is a bum, like Fitzpatrick's been a bum. Fitzpatrick has had one of his best seasons of his career as a journeyman. Turning the ball over less. Stats may not suggest that, but if you're a Dolphin fan, you watch the games, especially the early ones. Balls going off a receiver's hands into the defender's hands. We make that seem like, oh, Rosen can't beat out Fitz, then he's trash. Fitz is a quarterback that can win you consistent games in this league. I'll go out on a limb to say Fitzpatrick is a quarterback who can get you 10 wins in this league if your defense is playing A1. If your defense is playing A1, Fitzpatrick, I mean, look at it. The first half of the season, we're getting blown out every week. The second half of the season, guys, tell me how many games we weren't really in. I mean, and this is just an indictment. I know this is all off topic, but this is an indictment of the coaching staff. This is special of this coaching staff. What they've been able to do, what this coaching staff has been able to do with this team is exemplary. I mean, it's that's why I say Coach of the Year nominations are due, even if we know he's not going to get it. It's due. Why? I mean, it's just like this Sunday. We're sitting here running 4 undrafted rookies in the secondary. Does people know that? We've been running 4 undrafted rookies. First year this year. Guys who are still making plays, who are turning the corner. Come on, man. Hit that like button, guys. It's phenomenal to me. In my opinion, it's a phenomenal job by this coaching staff. We have 135 people in our YouTube platform. Make sure you hit that like button. We have about 8 in the Facebook platform, and Sportscaster, we have 12 people in the building right now. So y'all check me out on all sites. I'm on Sportscaster. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook and DolphinsTalk.com. Also my Instagram and Twitter. All of them entitled TD Fans Talk. It's crazy, man. Josh Rosen is being developed right now, and nobody knows what he's being developed into. Nobody knows that this coaching staff is witnessing the corner being turned. No one knows. But we can sit here and make indictments and say, hey, he is who he is. We said that about Fitzpatrick before the season, but we've been actually proud of Fitzpatrick this year. If you've been proud of Fitzpatrick's play this year, put it in the comment section. Yes or no? Yes or no right now. Have you been proud of Fitzpatrick's play? And when I say proud of, I want you to compare what we've expected. Oh, Fitzpatrick gonna give us 2 picks a game, and he gonna have maybe 2 or 3 good games. Have we been proud of him this year? Y'all let me know in the comment section, because I want to hear from y'all. Maybe it's just me who's reaching to say Fitzpatrick is actually doing well this year. I'm impressed at how he's kept his composure, ran the ball, been tough, struggling out there, barely can throw the ball, look like, but still trying to get it done. I'm highly impressed. Ted Ferguson said could be better, and that's any quarterback in this league. You can put that in front of it. Could be better. Could be better. Any quarterback in this league could be better. Yes. Fitz holding it down. Yes. What's up, JT? I see you, homie. Fitz taking us to the playoffs next year. It might actually happen, guys. It might actually happen. Let me ask y'all a question. How long did Aaron Rodgers sit behind his predecessor? How long did he? How long did he sit behind the quarterback who was there before him? Do y'all remember? I'm just curious. How long did Aaron Rodgers? How long was he a backup? And y'all are correct. 3 years he sat before he got to be called this elite guy. 3 years. Who do they say Josh Rosen reminds them of? What do all the reports say Josh Rosen remind them of? As far as his game and his playing, his arm. Who do they say that Josh Rosen is just like? Who do they say? I'm curious. Who do they say, man? Yeah, Steve Young sat as well. Favre's still very good. Hey, that's fine. But you cannot discount the valuable football education, the game slowed down from him day one in the league. You cannot underestimate the fact that he sat for 3 years to be. Guys, you sit 3 years, you're in practice running the same offense, you're in practice knowing the same terminology. You're a day one guy. What was Rosen's struggle in camp? Between him and Fitzpatrick, Rosen's still learning the playbook. Rosen's still learning the system. He doesn't know the system yet. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what they were saying in camp. Am I wrong? That's exactly what the word was in camp. It was that simple. That's what it was in camp, guys. He's learning the playbook. You want to go get them? Oh. But yes, man. I think, listen, Rosen's stock is high as it can be, and it's going to stay this way. Not until this all say. It doesn't matter if we draft a quarterback, guys. It's still the same game plan. It's all competition with this staff from this day forward. You should expect for us to draft or pick up a quarterback in free agency because we can no longer have situations where any position doesn't have competition. We learned our lesson in that regards. We've already learned it. You have to have competition at every single position. You have to. And if the competition wins out, then the competition plays. That's what it's going to be from this point on, ladies and gentlemen. But it's not an indictment of Josh Rosen, even if we pick up a quarterback in free agency or get a quarterback in the draft. Well, TD, Fitzpatrick was the competition. It's not competition when you know a guy is only good for 2 years. It's not competition. It's not at all. That's a fact. You cannot feel pressure knowing that this guy is going to phase out and I'm going to be the future. When I heard Rosen say out of his own mouth, I already know I'm going to be the future of this franchise. When he said that out of his own mouth, then Fitzpatrick isn't the competition that he needs. He needs another young guy who has an upside in the future that says, hey, I can come take this future from you just as quick as you said this is your future. So I'm all in to draft a quarterback, by the way. I just don't like drafting one with the top pick. That has always been my argument. Really don't care if we draft a quarterback late in the first round, second round, but I'm not for drafting a quarterback at number 2 or number 3 or number 4 overall. Because at this point, it looks like we're going to go number 2, 3, or 4. Too much has to happen for one. It's possible, but with 6% chance. 6% chance. Which means we're still in the hunt for Chase Young, ladies and gentlemen. We're right there. We're still in the hunt. But more realistically, because the Giants and the Redskins have to play each other this week, if we do lose this week, because we do play Cincinnati, so we probably would win. But who knows? Who knows? But if we were to so happen to lose this week, we shouldn't be drafting no higher than 3. We should be securing the number 3 spot in the draft at least. And then it's a battle for 2 or 3. It's a battle for 2 or 3. So that's where we are right now, man. Chase is on his way back to school. Stop believing all that crap, man. Stop believing all that crap. Chase didn't say, I'm going back to Ohio State next year. They asked him, are you going back to Ohio State? That's the plan. That don't mean he meant instead of the draft. He could have been going back to Ohio State right then and there. We'll find out in a month, though. About 30 days from now, we will know. But until then, please don't listen to he's going back to Ohio State, ladies and gentlemen, because nobody in their right mind can tell me what he has to gain by going back. What he's But nobody in their right mind can tell me he's going to pass up on a potential $40+ million. Nobody. Matter of fact, I want to look that up real quick. NFL number 2 overall pick salary. I have to pull this up real quick because I want to make sure I'm spot on here. Here we go. This is the 2019 one, so it's a little bit more in 2020, but I have to pull this up. I want to see what the money was. Well, one moment. Oh man, hold on. Y'all give me one moment. I'm gonna have it up for you. Here we go. Cannot tell me a guy gonna pass up this kind of money. All right. Let's say he goes number 2 overall. He'd basically be passing up about $35 million plus another $23 million in a signing bonus. So he's gonna pass up $60 million. He's gonna pass up $60 million and risk it. And y'all believe this guy? Y'all believe the context of what they're trying to drive, that he's going back? Y'all believe that? Do y'all really think somebody will pass up $60 million to stay in school to try to win a national championship or try to win the Heisman? See, they say, well, he's trying to go win the Heisman. He made that statement before he knew if he was going to win it this time. So that can't be the reason. That can't be the reason. Man, stop believing these false narratives, man. They take what people say, and since it's unclear, they're able to use it however they want, frame it in whatever context they want. And this is a great question, because I was just thinking this, Nick, because I wanted to actually tell y'all my thoughts on this, so I'm glad you asked it. If Chase does go back, then what, TD? Then in the 2021 draft, if he's still a number 1 overall pick, don't draft this fool, because what type of person got good decision-making skills that's going to pass up $60 million? I mean, come on. What's the benefit of going back? Your stock can't rise no higher than it is. With the quarterbacks coming out next year, your stock ain't rising no higher than it is right now. Come on, man. If he does go back, then in 2021, if in 2021, if we got the number 1 overall pick and he's there and he's still that great, pass on him. Because that brain, the smarts ain't there. Something wrong. That's what happens if he does go back. That's my thoughts if he does go back. Freaking sense does that make? It will make 0 sense in this world for this man to go back. Pass up $60 million. All it takes is a major injury. All it takes is him not to play as well. And his stock falls. Do you realize if this man literally goes, like, if his stock falls to, let me see how far it got to fall for him to go to get half of the money. If he goes number 8 overall, he gets half the money he would get right now. So he could still be an elite top player, but go 8 overall, and he's going to get half the money he would get right now. Y'all really think Chase Young is staying another year? Doesn't make sense. See, no benefit to that. That'd be the most questionable thing ever if he decided to stay. Not being a number 1 or number 2 prospect overall. Do y'all remember a number 1 or number 2 prospect overall staying in school? I'm just curious. Just curious. I don't. But at the end of the day, man, this is what we have. I think Josh Rosen, back to Josh Rosen, guys. He's coasting right now and trying to be better and better and better, learning, improving his craft. It's that simple. And we're going to see. We're not going to be able to see until the offseason. It doesn't matter who we get in free agency. It don't matter who we draft in the quarterback. Only thing that matters is when they lace them boys up in camp. How did he look in OTAs? How did he look in training camp? That's all that's going to matter. So, and then people are going to have a real fit if we do draft the top quarterback and Rosen ends up starting and that top quarterback is behind him. Then, and it's kind of unfair to the kid because any little thing he does wrong, people are going to criticize and say we need to start this guy instead. That's how it works. It's just how it works, man. It is what it is, but that's my thoughts on Josh Rosen, his status with the Miami Dolphins. I don't see it being an issue like some people want to make it out to be. This man still got another 2 more years on contract for $2 million each. That's a steal. Just to have even if he would end up being a third string quarterback, a first round talent, that's a steal. That's a steal. So I'm glad he's getting the valuable reps now, the valuable NFL learning opportunity. And I ain't talking about throwing in the fire, getting first team reps. I'm talking about sitting back, getting to learn, watching the mistakes that other quarterbacks make, watching the mistakes. See, when you get to watch the mistakes, it's like trying out for something. And the coach says, hey, all 10 of y'all are going to have to complete this. You know who got it worse? The first person to go. The first person to go always has it worse. And if you ever been in anything competitive and had to try out or try to make the team or something like that, then you understand that if you had a line of 10 people and you were the 8th one in line, you felt okay. You felt all right because everybody laughed at the first person, the second person, the third person. It started to get a little better, still wasn't great. But by the time it got to 8th, at least I didn't make the mistake the first person made, the second person, and the third person. Because if I make a mistake, at least it's going to be a new one. At least it's going to be a new one. And that's what he's getting right now. Oh, they keep yelling at Fitz about this in the film room. I better make sure I don't do that. I better make sure I check with that. I better make sure I notice that. I better make sure I check. Man, this is the value. This is the value you get in sitting. This is the value you get in sitting. And a lot of y'all, don't tell me Rosen's no good at all because some of y'all are the same ones that say that Tannehill's no good. Look like you biting that bullet. Look like you biting that bullet. As a matter of fact, some of y'all so prideful, you'll still be like, no, he's still garbage. Oh, man. Go ahead, trolls. Y'all come on to the comment sections and give your worst to Tannehill if you can try. Please do your worst to him right now so people can realize the people that don't know football and the ones who do. Do it to yourself right now. Listen, man. It is what it is. My thing is I think we still should go after a quarterback later first round as an insurance policy or second round or maybe even in free agency. Because you need competition for a young man. You want to make sure he never has that entitlement and you want to continue to put the pressure on him. You don't want if Rosen's the type of person I've already recognized, you never want to have him in a comfortable situation. Keep him under pressure. You got to keep him under pressure. I have to. He's still a kid, man. 22 years old. Still a kid. Still a kid. We shall see, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Again, everybody, don't forget to go check me out over on Sportscaster. This is my first stream on Sportscaster. It's another streaming platform that I'm on right now. I have 160 people. I have 12 people that's in on Sportscaster. I got 160 people here on YouTube streaming, and I got about 6 left on Facebook right now watching the stream. So the audience is growing like crazy, man. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers on YouTube. We want to get those numbers up. Everybody on even if you're on YouTube, go check out Sportscaster. Go subscribe to my Sportscaster page. The reason why I want you to do that as well, because YouTube just came out with a whole new set of rules and things, and they're cracking down on a lot of stuff that isn't even that you could just basically be shut down and different things like that for stuff that you can't even control. So I had to make sure I found other outlets and avenues just in case something does go wrong on this side, that we have Sportscaster as well. So go find Sportscaster, sign up. I mean, it's free. Sign up on Sportscaster, just follow me. You'll see some of my streams on there as well, guys. So, and I'm also setting up a Patreon. I'm working on that right now. The Patreon is only going to be for exclusive subscribers, though. Okay. It ain't for everybody. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Okay. The Patreon is going to be exclusive content, things of that nature. TD Fans Talk on all my other platforms will always give the news. Nothing will change. Okay. Nothing will change. But the Patreon, when I set that up, is going to be for exclusive things. Like the NFL draft. I'm going live from the draft whenever I do. Like whenever I make my music, certain videos that I know YouTube would shut the channel down now for. It's a lot of different rules that just change, guys. So I'm going to be setting up my Patreon for those who want to subscribe to the Patreon. $1 a month, $2 or $3 a month, whatever I set it at. It won't be much. I'm just trying to have other platforms. But that will be special content on that side. And also the Patreon, because I'm getting a lot of, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm getting a lot of flack right now in regards to the panel. A lot of people upset about not being a part of the panel. I looked this morning, saw kind of messages. People have to understand the way that works. And people have to understand when I'm looking at, I can see you backstage when you're on a panel and you're backstage smoking and doing things like that. I have nothing against you. You're back there rolling stuff. I have nothing against it. I really don't. I mean, everybody's business is their business. I don't say, hey, you should be. No, that ain't me. I've never been that type of person. By all means, I don't down it or anything. What you do is what you do. But I can't put you on screen because YouTube will shut the channel down, period. So, and that's even cigarettes, everything. I mean, all type of stuff. It's crazy how their community rules are changing, and I can't do those type of things. So I have my panel. Those are the guys that I'm riding out with. Whenever I do open panel for everyone, I'll bring all those who are in compliance to what I see into the panel. But outside of my general panelists, I can't open it up like that to other people. I am gonna have an option though, and hey, it will be incentive based. I just got to keep it 100 with you all. Those who do subscribe to the Patreon will be welcome on panels outside of the Tuesday night panel. They'll be welcome on any panel outside of the Tuesday night panel. Yusuf LKMA just sub to your sportscaster at TD Fans Talk. Shout out to you, man. Yes, that is the sportscaster. That's at TD Fans Talk. TD, post the link of the new channel. Sportscaster, I don't have the link. You got to go on Sportscaster. Sportscaster is CASTR, not TER, CASTR. And you just have to go on there and then just put at TD Fans Talk. You'll find me. It's at TD Fans Talk, and you'll find my Sportscaster and just sub to it. But when I set up the Patreon, anybody who wants to come on live panel conversations outside of Tuesday night now, just the general panel conversations, you'll have to subscribe to the Patreon, and you'll see all the details in the Patreon. So I'm working on that now. I want to do it the right way, make it special for you all. And that way we can do bigger and better things, because you all have to understand stuff like Streamlabs for the panels and stuff. I have to pay for those things now. Some people still have the free version, but they say I use it so much that I'm no longer eligible for the free version. So I have to pay for it now. So these costs, I'm a Dolphins fan through and through, but I got 5 kids. I can't take them costs on. I can't take on 3 cents. But but that's what it is, guys. But again, thank y'all for tuning in to TD Fans Talk. Again, you know, I'm trying to make it as easy as I possibly can for everyone to enjoy the show, enjoy the channel, and make the most of it. And y'all know me, man. I love the interaction. I love sitting back hearing y'all debate sometimes. I love sitting back, but I have to be careful with how I manage these things, because all it takes is one bad apple to spoil it for everyone. I know that people wouldn't spoil it if they put their own money behind it. So that's why I'm going to do the Patreon. You'll get exclusive content from TD Fans Talk. Also, I'm going to be starting TD Sports Talk. That's going to be a different platform, though. I'm going to be talking all sports, but I'm looking for sports enthusiasts, man. I am literally looking for sports enthusiasts. If you're in sports enthusiasts, I have no panelists for that, okay? But I am about to get that rocking and rolling. TD Sports Talk. If you're subscribed with Down with the Dowls, you're already subscribed to TD Sports Talk. Because I just changed the name to TD Sports Talk, by the way. And we're going to get going on that. I'm going to have the panel rolling on that. I'm going to have panel conversations about NFL, NBA, all things sports, guys. So if you're a sports enthusiast, or you love football, or you love basketball, you love college football, you love college basketball, that channel is going to be everything. We're going to talk about any and everything. And I'm all down for it. If you're down for it, hit me up. TD Sports with the S at the end, talk. TD Sports Talk. TD SPORTS TALK. TD Sports Talk. We could talk baseball too. Now, I'm not the expert in baseball. I don't know everything there is to know about baseball other than home run, shortstop, first base, second base, third base. That's it. Strike. Those type of stealing bases. I go to baseball games to sip on one or two and sit in the sun and relax. I really don't follow baseball like that. It's so long for me, and every night the same players ain't playing. It's all kind of stuff, man. So hey, if you're a baseball enthusiast, I might listen to you and feel like, hey, you know what you're talking about, and you could be handling TD Sports Talk baseball segments, man. But it's going to be every day of the week. TD Sports Talk is going to be popping, man. We're going to have all kind of faces on it. It's not just going to be TD. It's going to be more people, more subscribers than me on TD Sports Talk. Now, I'm going to be talking my talk on basketball, and I'm going to be talking my talk on football. But college football, I follow. But it's some people who really Reason, Mr. Ball Game, these guys, EM, they know their college way better than me. And I'll tell y'all that straight up. They know their college football. And I learned a lot from these guys in regards to college, I just got to sift through all the buffoonery EM Dolphins fan talk about all day in our group text. So, but yeah, I learned a lot from them. I learned about new prospects that I never heard of coming into the draft. So we're doing bigger and better things, man. And this channel and the other channels are nothing without you all. So I appreciate your love and support. That's why I always say this isn't my channel. It's our channel. I just control it. And I like it that way because, and I'm not saying that in a cocky way, but because I know I'm going to be responsible and make sure it's handled the right way. What's up with you, Elder Bruce Jones? I'm going to link up with you early next week, man. We're going to get it done. But yes, so y'all be on the lookout. T Sports Talk, those things are coming soon. I'm going to start out making videos about specific topics, and people can hop in, join the conversation. And as I start to hear what you got to say, if I enjoy it, that's when TD says, hey, I like for you to, come on more often. Then who knows, may have your own segment. No, guys, it's no different from FS1, ESPN. That's what we're building over here with TD Sports Talk. That's exactly what we're building. It's no difference. It's just that they have the money and recognition to advertise and get their name out to all of us to where we watch them. It's no difference. It's two guys on a platform, or three or four guys giving their opinion. So why can't we do it ourselves? Because they don't do us justice anyway. So, I mean, we complain about the things that most people say on TV anyway. So we can do it ourselves, man. That's what it's about. We need to pull together, build our own platform, and who knows? You never know. A year or 2 years from now, we end up getting picked up by a network, and now look at TD Sports Talk or TD Fans Talk or whatever it may be, and look at all the subscribers that's actually on TV now. Who knows? You never know. But hey, that's what I'm building, baby. I'm building my own brand, and I'm taking those who are helping me build it with me. So let's roll, guys. If you're down for that, go ahead, hop on the train. We're going to do this together, and we're going to give the people what they really want to hear, real feedback about what's going on in these sports, man. Not these biased, media-driven, fanboy loving this one person and they can't, angels of the world, they can't do no wrong. We're not doing that. We're doing our own thing, man. So that's what we're going to keep on doing over here, guys. But y'all got to help me get TD Fans Talk to 7,000 subscribers. TD Sports Talk right now is at 1,160 subscribers, so we're going to grow that as well. Again, if you're new over here at Fins Talk, go over to TD Sports Talk and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. My pictures are avatars, so you'll know what it is. Outside of that, thank all my sportscaster guests for coming over and joining us. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. And Facebook, thank you for tuning in as well. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. trying to get to 400 followers, and Instagram trying to get to 500 right now. Those are the goals. Thank you, everybody. We love you. We love you. We love you. And breaking news, Chiefs just claimed Terrell Suggs. Just FYI, all right? This TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I love y'all. Peace. See y'all soon. Oh, gotta learn how to end the stream on Sportscaster because it's my first time streaming. Oh, there it is. Stop. All right. All right. End broadcast. All right. Sportscaster is ended. Make sure. Yes. Now, sorry, y'all. Y'all watching me figure this out. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Oh, I had a few people join. Quite a few people just joined Sportscaster. That's what's up. It's pretty cool. I went from 10 followers to 14 followers on Sportscaster. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate everybody who followed. All right, let me see. Let me go ahead and end the YouTube. All right, guys. See y'all soon.